In order to make a graph with your data in Excel, first you need to calculate the average. So let's write that down. Use the formula equal average to make the average of those 3 trials, put it in all of the independent variables values, and then just change the amount of significant figures to the minimum one. You need to add the uncertainty of the average, so let's write that down over here and use the next formula. Between parentheses, first you need to use the max formula, just like so, and select all of your values. Then close that bracket, and then just we're going to have the maximum value minus the minimum value between the same one. So let's write down and close the bracket, and then close again the bracket for the first one, and divide everything by 2, and then just take it down. And we need to make these two significant figures, all of them, 2 significant figures or less. And with that uncertainties, we can work our graph. Now to make the graph and to insert it, first you need to select all of your values from the independent variable and the averages of the dependent variable. Then click Insert, Scatterplot, and click the first one. And then you can make it a bit bigger so that you can see better.
For the x-axis,
we write the independent variable like so. And over here, the dependent one, which is this one, and paste it. Before we continue, we have to change the title of the chart. So let's do chart average versus voltage. And now we can add the error bars. So let's go to chart design, add chart element, error bars, more error bars options. And if we zoom in, we can see both error bars, the vertical and the horizontal ones. First, let's select the horizontal ones, which in our case is going to be the uncertainty of the voltage, which is just plus minus 1. So let's go here, fixed value, and then 1. For the vertical ones, you can make the graph a bit bigger so that you can see them much better here. So let's select those and change the error bar data to custom, and then you can specify the value. Let's go back to our table here with our uncertainty of the average and select those values for the negative and select those values
for the positive.
Now with the value selected, our error bars have been created, so we can make our graph a bit smaller now. Now we need to include a best fit line for our chart. So let's go to Add Chart, Element, Trend Line, and Linear, and then check that the trend line goes through all of our error bars.
Now to include the equation and the r squared of our best fit line, we are going to select it and we are going to set to display equation on chart and display r squared. It is important for this equation to be the same color as the best fit line. Then we are going to add the maximum and minimum gradient line. To do this, we are going to add on another table our title and the variables. Take the formula of this voltage plus its uncertainty. In this case, it's 1. And for our charge, we are going to take the formula of the average chart minus its uncertainty. Now we are going to do the inverse operations for the exact value. So if this one was plus 1, then we are going to take the maximum value minus 1. And we'll do the same with the charge 187 plus its uncertainty. For the minimum gradient line, we'll do the exact same but inverse. So we'll take the minimum value minus 1 and the maximum value plus 1, for example. Now we are going to select the chart and then right click and add on select data. We are going to rename series 1 to best fit line, and we are going to add a new series which will specify the x values to be these 2 values and the y values to be these 2 values. We'll name it the maximum gradient line, and we'll repeat for the minimum gradient line. Now we'll click OK. Now we'll go to chart design and add chart elements, and we'll click on the trend line and linear. We'll select the maximum gradient line and then the minimum gradient line. As we can see, the minimum gradient line does not pass through all of the error bars, so we are going to manually change the value of this one to make it higher. In this case, we'll put 190, and we confirm that it passes through all of the error bars. We'll add the equation of these lines, and we will change the color. We will make the chart bigger to be able to paste it in a Word document and for it to be big enough. Then with Ctrl+C or Command+C, we will copy, and on our Word document, we will paste it with Command-V or Control-V.
And just like that, you have your graph with your correct data in your Word document.